welcome head coach Andy Enfield and Elijah Stewart from USC. Coach, go ahead with an opening remark, and then we'll open it up for questions.
We're excited for another season, really proud of our team for improving last year. We have 4 returnees, some transfers, and 4 new freshmen. So it'll be a different makeup of our roster, but nonetheless, we're excited to get going.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions. Down here in front.
Hi guys, I had the pleasure of covering the Drew League this last summer, and I think Boatwright and Metu were both playing in it, and I was wondering, and Baron Davis was involved, and I think you were trained by Baron Davis possibly. I may have read that. I was just wondering how you think that helped them out for the next season.
Well, Benny and Chimezi did play in the Drew League. D'Anthony Melton, our incoming freshman, a few other players. So any summer experience is good. It's positive. They play against grown men, professionals, college players, and they did quite well. So I think it was a good off-season experience for them.
Any other questions? Got one right here.
Hey, Coach, this is Ben Parker from GoldenBearReport.com. Any challenges just coaching in a school that's more known for its football than its basketball program, in just terms of creating a basketball culture at USC in addition to a football culture?
We love USC football, big football fans, go to all their games, so we root for them like crazy. So it's an advantage to have a big-time football program on campus for a variety of reasons. But the basketball is totally separate. We have to develop our own program, our own culture, get our own players, and it's a credit to our players to create the culture that they want with the help of our coaching staff's direction. And our players have done just an outstanding job of coming to USC. Elijah and Jordan are juniors now, a couple of sophomores and freshmen. For them to come into USC and try to turn the corner and elevate the basketball program to the level of our football program and the other 20 sports at USC, which have all won national championships and competed at a high national level for many, many years. So that's what we've tried to do, and our players deserve a lot of credit for getting us there.
Sorry, on the far right.
Coach John Gold from the Arizona Daily Star. You were raised in Pennsylvania. Most of your career was spent outside of the Southern California area. How did you go about making recruiting contacts with AAU and high school coaches in a place that you'd never been before? And how's that process gone for you?
A head coach is only as good as his staff, coaching staff, and his players. I have, I think, the best coaching staff in America, and we have just tremendous players. So you hire better people than you are as a head coach. But recruiting is sales. We have a top 15 institution. USC just got ranked 15th in the country a week and a half ago by one of the national polls, the Wall Street Journal. It's in the heart of Los Angeles. We have a great talent base in Southern California. And who wouldn't want to come to the warm weather and play at USC? So it's a program that we felt that we could develop and compete for a Pac-12 and national championship. And obviously to do that, you have to go to the NCAA tournament. And we were fortunate enough to do that last year. It's because of players like Elijah and his teammates.
Right here in front.
Hi, Elijah. Janie McCauley from Associated Press. Around college basketball, 35% of shots last year were three-pointers, and you take a lot of those, so you probably contributed to that stat. How do you think it has maybe increased scoring, made the game more exciting, and is there anything to the big men being more skilled that allows teams to shoot so many threes?
Yeah. Nowadays, you see the big men kind of starting to just like step outside the arc, and we have a good shooter in Benny Boatwright coming from the small forward, and he's just like really talented, and we have a lot of other talented bigs who can shoot from beyond our in the Pac-12, and I mean just determine the type of offense that you play. It just helps with the threes, and our offense is kind of a running gun 3-point offense.
And on the far left.
Steve Mims from the Register Guard. Andy, over here. Did you guys had a lot of guys back last year, and it looked like you would this year, and then you have a guy transfer, a couple go to the NBA. Is it harder these days to get 9, 10 guys to come back because maybe that 9th guy looks around to see some place where he can be the number 5 guy or still be a starter? Is it harder to keep maybe a class together for 2 or 3 years to build just because options for them to do other things?
As you look around college basketball, 700-800 transfers at Division I level, so that's an average of over 2 per team. So it's just the natural progression of players for a lack of playing time or better opportunities for their personal career. And as coaches, I can never blame a player for leaving if they think another situation is better for them. You have 13 scholarships at the Division I basketball level, so you can only play 9 or 10 in a rotation. You have some transfers that sit out. So I think the natural attrition rate is about right. You're 2 to 3 per team per year. Sometimes you can't plan for certain transfers, and especially players leaving early for the NBA draft. Some you can plan for, but you just don't know when that will be. So it's hard to recruit in the springtime at this level because most of the players are signed. The high school seniors are all signed in November, and a few of the elite players will wait till the spring. And then the JUCOs and the grad transfers. So it's hard to just lose really good basketball players late that you don't plan for. Now, we lost 2 players to the NBA draft early, but the nice thing for our program is we have some attorneys that are talented, and we still think we can compete.
Okay, we have one more.
I was going to follow up. You mentioned the 2 guys who left early. They've both been cut already and didn't make an opening day roster. Do you feel like, is there ways that guys are getting bad advice, or I assume those are ones you didn't expect, and do you talk to those guys now, or show it to other guys going forward that, hey, before you go, make sure that you don't end up like these 2?
Well, Julian Jacobs and Nikola Ivanovic were huge parts of our program. They were juniors last year. Julian was first-team all Pac-12, led the league in assists. Nikola averaged 12 points and 7 rebounds. He was our starting center. And so we really value their contributions to our program. They did an outstanding job for us. They're part of our family. We wish them the best. They made their own decisions to move on and become draft picks. Unfortunately for both, they did not get drafted, signed on as free agents for the training camp, and did not make the teams. So they'll have to fight their way back to the NBA in their own route. It's an individual decision. As coaches and a staff, we just try to present the evidence and what we hear from the NBA to them, and they have to make their own decisions, and we wish them the best.